Sit down, relax. I'm there and I'm there for next 3 hours with you. Guys, sit down first. Why these two guys didn't stand up? Stand up.
Sir, boards.
वो अभी है क्या रे दिन भर दिन ऐसा फूकते जा रहा है हाँ तो गेटअप होने के लिए भी तुझे तो बोलना पड़ेगा ये भी है what is that you are doing next time I see you fiddling with that leave it sit down आराम से don't push the girls and girls will push you hey you got your nationalism test paper
बोर्ड्स में कोई पार्लियामेंट की स्पेलिंग के लिए मार्क्स प्रैक्टिस
क्यों नहीं करेगा मैं तो रहेगा तो 2 मार्क्स
यार
पहले 10th में होके तू स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक करता क्यों काम में तो दूसरा है ना okay we will deal this when I'm sitting there you come there I'll make the changes and make the department also क्या उधर बेरा कान में कौन those who have any queries in your answer sheet and if the query is valid I am there to entertain you when I am sitting in the office in the next 15 minutes break. Correct? यार ये है ना हर स्टूडेंट्स लोग ने मेरा पचका of the bottle. Because I don't know. In fact, when I was doing that mixing of that powder, someone tasted it also in the other part. तो मैंने 2 कप भर के दिया, टेस्ट करके बोला हाँ अभी आप पी सकते हैं बना चलिए let us not waste our time. Tell me where I did stop last class. Good. You separated too. We are in which chapter? Again. Did you finish that?
तो ज्योतिबा फुले राजाराम मोहन
अभी you
राय
get up from there and come here. In 9th में जैसा था वैसा नहीं. He is becoming HAB now. Hot air balloon बोलता है. You be alone. Notorious criminals. जल्दी आ. ये पिक्चर्स लेके मैं अनुभव सर को एक दिन व्हाट्सएप में भेजने वाला एक लड़का है जो अपना पेन कीपर एसी में दिखता है उसको. अच्छा तुम लोग ने उसको मोटिवेट किया. क्या ड्रेसिंग सेंस है. इसमें बटन्स नहीं लगाने का, ऐसे ओपन करता है. हम लोग भी ऐसा ट्रेंडी बनना चाहते हैं बट वी आर टू ओल्ड टू बिकम लाइक दैट. You are too young to become like this. Too young. चलिए, social reform movement, which was the last paragraph I've dealt with you.
Sir, contribution of Jyotiba Phule Rajaram.
That's it. Chapter is done. INC भी हो गया. We start chapter number 3 now. What is that? First phase of INC. Am I correct? I need people to buckle up their mouth first. इतना बड़बड़ चल रहा है. नहीं माउथ के लिए भी मिलता है ना. और डॉगी में जो डालते हैं वैसा. हाँ ठीक है वो सेकंड लेक्चर में करेंगे. इसमें किसकी क्या
और उसके बाद सर आपने राजाराम.
अच्छा do one thing, put this heading in your notebook. I want to give short sweet points so that we can jump into a new chapter. And after that geography lecture you guys are so energetically jumping on me. अच्छा है ना. This girl has a very affinity towards the
Yes sir.
इतना affinity नहीं चाहिए. चलिए let's proceed. Point number 1 in your notebook. Factors promoting the. पहले बात तो उधर नहीं जाएगा, इधर आओ. And next the two fingers and the pen in between. Either the pen will be cut or your fingers will be cut. Write down this heading in your notebook. Factors promoting the growth of nationalism. I am giving straight away notes today. I have not given to any batches in the UT group. Only your batch is going to get it. Because you are running your mouths into unnecessary. Right off. First is economic exploitation. Under this, I have broken the heading in a very simple and a sweet manner. What you do, you make this as peasants. You make this as peasants A. ऐसा करना. A is peasants, correct? And like that we will be following. So write under economic exploitation first. Growth of nationalism. Be quick. Growth of nationalism. Under the British rule, due to the innumerable growth of nationalism due to British rule, due to innumerable economic exploitations. Still not she has not opened. Innumerable economic exploitations observed a great sense of collective belonging. Sense of collective belonging. Handwriting. Okay. Great sense of collective belonging and nationalistic feelings. One more point. It can be analyzed, or this can be analyzed. And nationalistic feelings. This can be analyzed. Not point. continue. अभी point आएगा. This can be analyzed over. Now you write A and write peasants. Are you understanding? How do I am connecting? This can be analyzed over A peasants. Economic exploitation over peasants. Usme you write points like this. Points will be like this. 1, 2, 3. Are you understanding?
Yes.
That is easy way to remember for your board exam also. Next one. Peasants. Peasants were the main victims. Peasants were the main victims. Hyphen. High taxation. With less or no benefits. High taxation with less or no benefits. उसमें second, exorbitant, careful with the word exorbitant taxes. Exorbitant taxes pushed the peasants into indebtedness. Next, third point. Peasants were easy prey. Peasants were easy prey. You understand easy prey?
Yes.
For the zamindars and the landlords. For zamindars and landlords. Next. A community is done. Now the B community is artisans and merchants. Right? It is artisans and craftsmen. Okay, which sheet? 2 chapter sheet took to.
Transportation and water.
छोटा ही तो है. ठीक है. I understand. The artisans and craftsmen. This is the exact way you guys have to write in your board exam. So exactly paper फाड़ के pocket में रख के चले जाओ, है ना? So don't put my नहीं, ये interpretation करना बहुत जरूरी है. तूने बोला exactly लिखने का, तो मैं क्या करेंगा? Point number 1 into that. High cases of injustice towards the Indian trade and industry. High cases of injustice towards Indian trade and industry. You have left that point, leave it and then continue. Still she has not started writing. Then what happened? What? As if she is putting a CDM moment with me. Look here. Kitna point likha jara read karo. That is the entire. How many points you have written, boy? Tell me. 4 points. Abhi baki 3 points kab likhega? Show any rejection symbols here. I will show what I am made up of. Second point, under that same. Company literally, East India Company. Company destroyed the Indian handicraft industry. Company destroyed the Indian handicraft industry. Industry. With iron hands. ये double inverted comma में डालो. With iron hands. मतलब Indian hands काट दिए. Next, literally they did it. I'm not joking. India was reduced. India was reduced.
The same point.
Next point. India was reduced. Hyphen, a mere importer of foreign goods. India was reduced as a mere importer of foreign goods. A mere importer of foreign goods. And crippled. Crippled. That's exact words from your textbook. Volume. And crippled. Made them handicapped. And crippled the independent artisans and craftsmen. Crippled nahi likhna, made them handicapped. Crippled the Indian artisans and craftsmen. That's enough. I want you to just analyze. Meantime, I think there are people who have not completed sentences. Analyze what is there in the volume. Last one. Crippled the Indian artisans and craftsmen. Just analyze what is there in the volume and what you are writing. Really good about it. बराबर ही है तो पढ़ाई में भी पहले जैसा नहीं है. How much marks you will get? 12. इतना ज़्यादा क्यों मेहनत कर? थोड़ा कम किया. He's laughing on the chair. क्यों इतना कम मिला? Yeah, how many have got below 15? Below 15. The test. Nobody. I will get the mark list right now. Nobody have got below 15. But why so less? Did you complete the paper? अभी acting कर रहा मेरे सामने बहुत पढ़ाई करनी है. Next time ऐसा marks आया ना, then you see what workout I will do to reduce all charbis. Fats. Ishani absent, right?
Yes.
And then who else? Let me come down to the name. Shiza is this girl. Sheza. Oh, sorry. And then Shivangi is who? And Paras. ठीक है. You don't call your Vaishnavi. अच्छा, this girl. I'm just randomly trying to forget the names. And who's this Saksham? And what is her name? Rishita. अच्छा, ये drummer. And Bhumika. Where is she? Bhumiraj. It's okay. The other person is absolutely correct. And Avni. एक मिनट, 2-3 नाम ट्राई तो करता हूँ. She's absent. And who's this? Shriraj. You are Shriraj. अभी ये साइरज श्रुति. अच्छा, ठीक. आज के लिए इतना ही था. Anyway, very few names are to be remembered. चलिए, any of the point you feel that I have not explained properly, you can ask me. Because in next 5 minutes this heading will come to an end. And I will start the third and the most important chapter. Yeah. Why do you sit nowadays in the last bench? You wait in here. What is the point that you are this kind of handwriting is why? Fast. Yeah. I am making very fast. Right on the next heading. Artisans and craftsmen is over. Yes. Who is the next community? Write down working class. C, you write working class. You write C, working class. If you want that, Khargar fellow asked me that entire nationalism, not nationalism, that first war of independence, the causes are very lengthy. अगर आपको लगता है कि you are unable to, conscript that answer, you tell me when we are meeting the next lecture. I will give a very short version of that political causes, military causes, है ना? Yes. उधर क्या है? Right now, working class. Establishment of industries and factories. Establishment of industries and factories. Establishment of industries and factories created two separate social class. Hyphen the entrepreneur and working class. This is how we pronounce. Yeah, okay. Am I right with my pronunciation? This takes entrepreneurs and working class. And working class. English है और वो ई है क्या ये all Hindi nuisance. ये क्या है ये? The investors, the businessmen, the GRD, Tata and other family, they've started way back in 1830s. I've shown a documentary in ICSE Geography where we have a chapter called Industries. उसमें GRD के बारे में बड़ा short note है, right up. Chota short note. I used the wrong Hindi word for the English. Carry on. Second point. I didn't purposely did it. It's okay, we managed. इसे आप लोग दोनों साथ में बैठता है. Separation creates an affinity stronger. Look at she's identifying separate. And when I come to teach history, why do you get all mixed blessings of people here? Even in other lecture also you do the same. No. तो मैंने क्या बात की है? और ये पुण्य महात्मा मेरा क्लास में कैसे? Write down. Working class were exploited. Second point. Working class were exploited in all possible manner. Working class were exploited in all possible manner by the factory owners next point. This inculcated वो भी लिखा चुप रहो ये क्या है inculcate developed है और कुछ नहीं inculcated a sense of SEN don't write CE a sense of alienation पूछो किधर है हिंदी प्रवक्ता of my class ये सब नया वर्ड नहीं है स्मॉल वर्ड नहीं है these guys are from other lala land sense of alienation amongst the working class ये नहीं था alienation amongst the working class हाइफन डाल के लिखना low salaries और less salary poor accommodation ये वो उनका exploitation था unhygienic working and living conditions are some of them or few next heading what is the next heading the educated Indians that is the educated Indians the educated Indians this class first point this class were prominent you know what is prominent maximum function into the government were prominent either I have eaten some Bengali fish today which I don't eat prominent were prominent into the government services. Full stop. There was high competition. Second point. There was high competition. इसने एक मिनट सुने देखा वीडियो नहीं लगा there was high competition and low chances of promotions. Next point under the same heading. So British capitalism तो उसको जाके बोलना है क्लास चल रहा है मत enough she's a running auto machine like whole body shakes ठीक है कम हंसो what I was saying I was taking one nice point to be done. The British capitalism would help to develop India's educated mind. For British administration. ये मैं explain भी करता हूँ. For British administration. Next and the last point under the same heading, for educated minds for the British administration. Despite all the efforts, the living condition of this class despite all the efforts, the living condition of this class was economically backward. Of this class, this pen will come on your head and keep repeating those. Economically backward. Hey, listen for 2 minutes. Now we call India's brain drain. Have you heard about what is brain drain? I'll tell you. Student out of the math exam and coming saying brain drain. Is it correct? Student out of the SST or the history paper. Brain thigh में drain करनी. So today the European people pull all the Indian students who are topmost in IITs, topmost in so and so department. I don't know which department. अभी British ने क्या किया? These middle class people. You remember that schools were started Christian missionary. They wanted a class of loyalists. Who are these loyalists? Educated people who will have a pro-British idea. Even today, you talk to some older generation. They love the administration of the British. On one reason, corruption and unwanted red tapeism or nepotism that you people see was zero in British administration. One thing was sure, that in British kind of administration we might have gotten, India could have been much ahead of Britain or any other country in the world today. But India hai, Indians hai, fir chalta hai, chalne. And that is the attitude. If I tell you that these educated people were so efficient, half of the clerical works done by one person in the entire administrative department, like we have revenue department. Have you heard what is revenue department? Yes. What is it? Where the annual taxes filing is done. Abhi to CA hai, abhi to बहुत सारा financial वो डिस्क पैकेट सब है, पहला नहीं था. It is a wise brain of the Indians. कितना किसका टैक्सेस बाकी है, कितना लास्ट टाइम किया, कितना इंटरेस्ट मारा, सारा एक कम्युनिटी काम करते थे. Like I don't know whether you heard a community in South called as Chettiars. These are those people from South only. They've gone to Malaysia, they've gone to Indonesia during the British time, and now they are rich accountants in that country. In fact, kuch streets in Malaysia is named after these people only. Malacca Chettiars बोलते हैं. Chettiars in South India means they are the क्या बोलते हैं, trading community. And even एक पैसा का भी हिसाब किताब इधर उधर नहीं जाएगा. Like we have in our Mumbai Parsi community and some Baniya community. आज भी उनका जो business करने का तरीका nobody can challenge them. And never to forget this Amit Shah and Modi also, Guju community. Business minded people are. मतलब आप देखेगा कि in anything and everything they will make money. And they will create good business only, unless and until Maharashtrians or any other people. हम लोग भी करता business ऐसे कि नहीं, but उनका वो application हम में नहीं आया. I remember going to BSc and NSc. NSc में तो training में नहीं था, BSc में था. For 6 days, I met some Guju people inside the training hall in the main hall of the Bombay Stock Exchange. Not now, before the COVID, some 2-3 years before. So they say we do not have an understanding what is Bombay Stock Exchange. But वो जो बोलता है exactly वैसे ही point system दिखता है. In fact, there are certain Guju community who do not understand what is this BSc, NSc, SEBI points are. But उसका prediction और मेरा prediction में बहुत difference है. Because they understand the pulse of the shares कैसा बढ़ता है. And all you have to do English भी नहीं आता है, stock market के बारे में भी कुछ idea नहीं है. बोलता भाई हमको मालूम है ना अंदर कौन सा company का points काम करेगा ज़्यादा करेगा. Why? These are just educated middle class. समझ में आया? Yes. So British took them to the maximum advantage. In return, what they are getting? No payments, nothing privileges. और बेचारा clerk में घुसा वो clerk तक ही retire होगा. So these are the economic exploitation of which community? Educated middle class community. Is it okay? Yes. Read up that point and tell me where you need my explanation. Then the next setting. First read करो. And 2 bills that I will put. Ilbert bill did I discuss?
No, sir.
Did I put repressive?
No.
अभी ये लिख लो. Repressive colonial policies. But ये मोहन रॉय and ज्योतिबा फुले वो सब ये दो ही शॉर्ट पैर है. Right. Colonial rule in India. Repressive colonial policies. Colonial rule in India infused a strong sense of hatredness. Colonial rule in India infused a strong sense of hatredness against the British administration. Colonial rule in India infused a strong sense of hatredness against the British government in India. Next point. Against the British administration. Second point. All the necessary steps were initiated towards the creation of necessary steps were initiated for the creation of most needed. And the word they have used in the textbook, shall I use the same word? It is called as subservient. Subservient. ये मतलब पहले लिखो very quickly मतलब subservient मतलब who are juniors to the British community. Subservient community बस उतना है subservient community. A subservient मतलब it's not slaves those who will obey the rules without asking any question. Subservient community. Submerged से फिर लोग हाँ but उसका भी लोग नहीं पूछेगा. He is saying the word submissive. You understand who are submissive people? Who are
easily submit.
easily submit? नहीं अलग meaning है. देखो, the sense of rationalization and logical reasoning. You guys have it within you.
Yes, sir.
मुझे तो नहीं लगता, है ना? एक तो पहले बात तो sitting for 90 minutes facing the demons like me. Second, on the top, our दादागिरी also goes on. ये सब मेरा लैंग्वेज नहीं, तुम लोग का ही है. लेक्चर बहुत दादागिरी करते क्लास में, है ना? अभी अभी मेरे साथ है कि नहीं? So it's very simple. As he trying to explain the word submissive means for anything and everything you say yes sir only. बोलेगा बाहर जाएगा yes sir, काम करेगा yes sir, सोएगा yes sir, नहीं आएगा yes sir. कभी उसने जिंदगी में ना बोलने सीखा ही नहीं, क्योंकि that community is like that only. I don't know whether you watch some Hindi movies only. I have seen. ये एक टाइम था कि I'll tell you that, where people were learn to well behave. Well behaved and submissive में बहुत difference है. What difference? Submissive people are those who are blindly accepting, and well behaved are the people, although somebody is very much arrogant in front of you or very much क्या बोलते हैं stubborn in front of you, you handle to a certain extent as long as your brain says yes. जब आपका brain ने ना बोला उसको blast कर, है ना? करते हैं आप लोग? नहीं करना चाहिए, अभी उम्र कम करते हैं. But then we say the word submissive, that community will never raise their eyebrow also, बस नीचे झुक के. I think in Marathi movies I've seen, what do they do in front of that Maharaj? What is it? इनको आदत ऐसा हो गया, ब्रिटिश बोलता है इंडिपेंडेंस होने के बाद भी इन लोग कोई मिलेगा तो भी राम राम भी ऐसे करता था, राम राम पावने. ये क्या कर रहा है, ऐसा करना सर? वो क्या है ना सर, आदत हो गई. And then I've seen that tutari, na, in Marathi you call it tutari, that small trumpet-like thing. I've gone to this Lal Bagh Maharaj. I used to go to that every year when I was studying in my degree colleges, and I love that instrument. So मेरा एक मराठी फ्रेंड ही था जो मुझे उधर लेके जाता था. उससे पूछा ये क्या है, बोलता तुतारी है, ये हम लोग महाराज के सामने हम लोग वो यूज करते थे. अभी तुतारी in a marriage function, I feel it is something awkward. मैरिज फंक्शन में भी मैंने देखा है, अभी वो दूल्हा आ रहा है बेचारा, उसी दिन उसको दूल्हा बोलते हैं, नेक्स्ट दिन से तो वो सैक्रिफाइस हो जाता है ना? एंड दे आर सिंगिंग दैट ट्रम्पेट फॉर हिम. मैंने पूछा ये क्या है? महाराज का बलि चढ़ाना. So मतलब what is that word submissive means? You are bending your backbone. So that's what in English they say collarbone to straight track. You understand the collarbone? This is the bone. When you are upright and your shoulders are a little bit broad, when you have done something wrong, right one, sorry. When your backbone and your shoulders true, matlab you have done something wrong. And to be very frank, there are certain people who can study the person's character from the body language. Because the eyes are the best picture of the person. आप कितना भी झूठ बोलने का try करो, the eyes will tell you the truth only. तो हमारा स्टूडेंट्स आजकल उसको भी ट्रेन करके आ गया क्लास में. I found many students in our own UT only, eyes wide open, but he or she is sleeping. इसको पता नहीं उसने कैसा ट्रेन किया है. एंड फिर मैंने पूछा क्या कर रहा था? I was looking at you. बोले इतना गुर गुर के. फिर बोला नहीं सर. I mean, the way he or she answer उधर ही पकड़ा. You have seen this TC people in railway station. When you buy a ticket and walk in front of him, you walk as if you give him a dash. What is it? And when you are not having the ticket stubs in your pocket, अभी वहाँ खड़ा है बंदा. I'm just walking in with the door. I've just seen him, and I'm just turning. How is he catching you? Just because of the walk. Many times in Dadar area, I used to go to colleges. College का pass रहता था. बहुत बार मेरा pass खत्म हो गया. And next 15 days I'm traveling. I haven't seen that date. And once one of the fellow caught me in Dadar. किधर है pass? बोले क्या है? Pass निकाल. बोले है ना? वो expire हो गया, मैंने देखा भी नहीं. निकाल गया. ये क्या है? बोले pass है. Date देखा क्या? बोला देखा ना. और मैंने तो renew किया. Then he showed me. Expire हो गया. अच्छा ऐसा है. Then my dialogue changed. अभी क्या करने का? बोले fine. Fine अभी. Then I showed all the monthly pass. हर महीने exact date के लिए. वो जाने दो. इस महीने का क्या बोलता है? मतलब क्या बोलता है? तू बता अभी क्या करता है? Fine लगेगा. मतलब कॉलेज के लिए. अच्छा आने के बाद fine. क्योंकि he stays there only. लाने के बाद तुम रहेगा नहीं रहेगा, मैं इनडायरेक्टली बोल रहा है कि नेक्स्ट टाइम से ऐसा भड़क के बात मत कर. बोला मुझे थोड़ी मालूम था वो पास खत्म हो. If I could have known that pass date is done, I could not have spoken to him in such language. तो मैं मेरा जो कुछ फ्रेंड्स अभी भी बिना टिकट के जाता है, मैं भी बहुत बार गया इसलिए. So always you see the TC ना, if you are not having ticket stubs also, walk in very confident. मैंने कुछ क्या टिकट है ना, तभी 4 बार चेक करने. Sorry ये सब मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, but क्या है? So this is how we train our students. अभी ये स्टूडेंट बेचारा एग्जाम में भी वैसे लिखा है, क्वेश्चन और आंसर का कोई मिलता जुलता नहीं है. एंड ही हैज कम टू मी, सर 4 मार्क्स में अपना हाफ मार्क क्यों दिए? मैंने बोला वो आंसर इज नॉट मैचिंग, चलो पढ़ता हूँ. तो देन आई स्टार्टेड रीडिंग. बच्चा बोले नहीं सर रहने दो, अरे रुकना अभी 15 मिनट. सो यू हैव टू शो सर्टेन थिंग्स. तो ये जो मिडिल क्लास था, दे आर द सेकंड ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल. हर टाइम के लिए यस सर ही बोल ले. बट ना द ब्रिटिशर्स हैव टुक देम बाय कॉलर कि हम कुछ भी करें ये मुंह नहीं खुलने वाला. But then age will come. I think now also we have seen a cobbler's son, a flour mill owner's son has topped in the IAS exam. I mean, no long is the days that doctor's son or the daughter is always doctor. So here the government of India is putting one thing in your front. You put your brain and you put your hard work, you earn the best, regardless of what status you are in the country. Correct? Eh? So that is why we have the President of India. Who is he? The present President. He is from such a community which has been backward for last so many years. And उनका village अभी भी बोलते हैं एकदम देहाती गांव. Not even bullock cart or something like that. है अभी वो बंदा वहाँ से elect होके बाहर आया तो people know him. But he has been a lawyer, judge. I don't know, many jobs he has done under the government of India. When I still remember when Modi government gave him the call, many people do not know who is this person. Pura unka life history dikhata, what all the works he has done. So this is what we say democracy. But this was not happening during the British time. Is it okay? Let's proceed. Absolutely, so let's go quickly now. Don't waste the time there. Some of the policies which acted as barriers, are usme whatever point you write down. I'm clueless of the points. First point, already one or फिर ये आया ना. Now you don't know what numbers you'll use it. A dash, or you put an arrow mark. Extravagant celebration. Extravagant. Am I pronouncing right or wrong? Extravagant celebration. Very rich celebration. Extravagant celebration on the proclamation of Queen Victoria. Extravagant celebration on the proclamation of Queen Victoria, Empress of India. You understand Empress? Masculine and feminine form. Feminine, what are you saying? Empress of India. She became the Empress in London. And celebration is in Delhi Darbar. Yes. Okay, that is unwanted. Second point. Passing of Vernacular Press Act. Passing of Vernacular Press Act. It's vernacular. Press Act, you write it in the bracket 1878. And Indian Arms Act. Indian Arms Act 1879, correct? I'll tell you what is these two acts. It will be 70-80, I'm sorry. Leading to dissatisfaction and anger leading to this bench is uncomfortable. उल्टा ये ज़्यादा comfortable है. उधर तुझे उधर पीछे मुड़ के जाना उधर क्यों? अच्छा इसकी वजह से तो you turn this side. अभी seating arrangement में तुझे दिखाना पड़ेगा क्या? ये इसलिए रखा है so that your benches and what all the things should not fall down. अच्छा जा जा. You want to also come somewhere. Be comfortable. That is most important. Look at that child, so comfortable. You want to go? Go there. No problem. So many benches are vacant now. Now Avi does any mistake. Huh? Look at that. What did I say? Vernacular and Indian arms the local Indians. Then same. They satisfy the local Indians. Next, same heading. Age limit of ICS. Age limit of ICS. Indian Civil Service Examination. Was reduced to 18 years from 21 years. 19 years. Reduced to 19 years. From 21. Our point add to the one India. And the exams to be conducted only in London. And the exams to be conducted only in London. मतलब इंडिया में नहीं रहेगा. Okay, this is regarding one more point. Then I'll discuss that Ilbert bill. The import duties on British textiles. Next. Was removed adversely affecting ADVERSELY was removed adversely affecting same point adversely AD affecting the Indian industries. Affecting the Indian industries. You want me to explain this point?
Yes. Yes.
When Indian goods goes to London, high duties. When London goods come to India, no duties. Indian goods going to London, there were quotas, itna hi limit jane ka. Whereas unrestricted quotas were coming to India. So what has happened? One thing, that British cloth which was machine made and which was quality wise looking good was very cheap. Whereas Indian who is making by hand, it's very costly. And second, the raw materials used by the Indian people. That also purposely British has raised the cost. The raw materials ka cost zyada rahega to automatically the finished product will also be costly. So how could an Indian textile fellow compete with whom? British. And then the points are not there. Indian handicrafts had royal patronage. What is royal patronage? There are things. Whenever you make something new, you try to give it to your neighbor. Hey, look, ये ना मम्मी ने बनाया है. तुरंत वो neighbor से तूने नहीं खाया? नहीं, पहले आप खा लो, फिर कुछ नहीं होगा तो मैं भी खाऊं. लिखा कुछ नहीं होगा. And you will not taste it at all. नहीं, मैंने खाया पहले बार. अभी मुझे डेयरी नहीं बनता. And अभी आजकल मैंने देखा कुछ लड़कियों भी कुकिंग में घुसने का बहुत ट्राई करता है. One of my distant family members made halwa beautifully. Sugar डाला है, but salt ज़्यादा है, sugar कम है. And वो उसका मम्मी ने बोल दिया था, जैसे भी देखें ना, वाह करके खाना. इतना तो 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoon. अंकल खाओ ना, बहुत अच्छा बना है. मतलब बेटा आपने भी है. वो क्या है, पहले आप पूरा खा के खत्म हो जाओ. और नेक्स्ट टाइम जब बुलाएंगे ना, आज हमारे बेटी का 9 days नहीं, आज मेरा पेट कर. So here the British are taking all kinds of garbage problem. What is that garbage problem? That Indians have to be sick. What? The industries. In economics, I explained when an industry becomes sick, now the industry is not adding to the income for 15 years. तो तुरंत बच्चा बोलता है, रुको सर, ये 15 ही चल रहा है. या 14 या 15 मैंने भी अभी तक पापा को एक इनकम दिया नहीं आगे और 15 साल तक भी नहीं दूंगा क्यों नहीं देगा तूने ही बोला ना एजुकेटेड अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट बहुत ज्यादा है so what does it mean Indian industries were ruined how do I say the word ruined they are totally on the roads now when JRD Tata Ratan Tata started a big industry iron and steel he has to bring imported machines to melt that he has gone to France he has gone to Europe can you imagine now today you start an industry you are going no government will bring you all the machines have you heard about a company called JSW
Yes sir
what's the full form अभी बोलिए read the spelling
sir I don't know J but it's steel
he doesn't know steel but he knows J
sir I don't know J
it is known as Jindal Steel Works I'll show documentaries also if I come down to certain questions similar today it is not only India's it is the Asia's leading producer if you have heard about Lakshmi Narayan Mittal
yes
his company is called as ArcelorMittal it's in Europe one good thing that he is an Indian and second good thing he is not an Indian that is why he is one of the richest iron and steel producers in the world I think his family is way back in some parts of Bihar उनका अभी भी है कुछ generations है they used to do बंगार का business and today it's a steel baron बोलता है and Aditya Mittal hardly is 25-26 year old he manages half of the Europe iron and steel business of his dad what good thing that Ellen Mittal does 90% of the appointment he tries to see that if he or she is an Indian he gives a first preference and he has invested in Jharkhand and Bihar also but due to some red tapeism he winded up his investment $900 billion he has invested in huge one but that time it was not this government the earlier government पता नहीं क्या problem हुआ he winded up the business like Tata Nano starting a factory in Singur in West Bengal that time also this corporate lady corporate lady was the person in fact बहुत लोग ने बोला Mamata Banerjee came to the prominence by this movement only बहुत बड़ा firing हुआ many people died and then Ratan Tata stopped the business and I think 232 crores he put the bill to the West Bengal government. मेरा फैक्ट्री बंद हुआ उसका नुकसान बढ़ा and government ने भरा भी because he fought a case against the West Bengal government वो तो कुछ भी नहीं करा नहीं तो ममता बनर्जी ने अपने आप को बहुत बड़ा लीडर बताया मतलब 232 crores तेरा पॉकेट से थोड़ी गए but one bad thing what has happened the Singur I heard newspaper it is a very backward area no industrial development people have lost their job that's for sure second abhi Singur has been badnaam area you know so badnaam no industrialists want to go there because Ratan Tata को तूने लात मार के निकाला which other employer have the courage to go there so this is how we have to analyze economic exploitation समझ में आ रहा है
yes
so this is how even today this government red tapeism goes on but now government has made little bit ahead अभी आजकल आप online में application कर सकता है license you will get it in 2 days no intermediary in between अभी तो हम लोग लाइसेंस भी नहीं बोलते हम लोग एमओयू बोलते हैं ये सब आप इकोनॉमिक्स को डील करेंगे तो आएगा व्हाट इज एमओयू एटलीस्ट जनरल लैंग्वेज इट इज कॉल्ड एज मेमोरेंडम ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग 15 लाख नहीं 50 लाख से 50 करोड़ तक आपका बिजनेस को लाइसेंस का जरूरत नहीं यू जस्ट टेक एन अप्लाई इंडस्ट्रियल सेक्रेटरीट में जाओ ऑनलाइन में अप्लाई करो आपका कंपनी का डिटेल्स पूरा पैन नंबर आधार कार्ड दे दो बात करो so why this is I'm saying to you guys maybe after your 12th maybe after your degree you with your family members guidance to be an entrepreneur don't beg for the jobs don't run for the jobs create a job of your own ऐसा मैं उधर कोई तो ब्रांच में दे रहा था वो लड़का उठ के बोला नेक्स्ट ईयर हम ओपनिंग है क्लासेस सर यू ओनली इंटरेस्ट मी सर फिर मेरे से मुझे आप आएंगे और मैंने बोला हाँ सर फिर 60-40 स्कीम I was very happy 60-40 मतलब प्रॉफिट नहीं सर 60 आप इन्वेस्ट करो 40 मेरा पापा देगा बेटा तू क्या करे बस जो भी प्रॉफिट आएगा वो भी नहीं he's quick in decision making I liked it but मैंने बोला मैं नहीं आया क्यों मैंने क्यों so there I have to say yes next semester बैनर बनाएंगे इस बात का बैनर बना मैं तो क्लासेस के लिए हाँ ही बोला ना आगे there are so many formalities Why I'm saying this, you have to be quick in decision making. I've seen certain parents are forcing the bacha to get into degree, get into the what do you call it, my engineering, this one. बच्चा बोलता है मैं SAT exams लिखेगा. मम्मी पूछे वो क्या है बेटा? मेरा मुंह से उड़ के निकला. And UT does it also very properly. UT does it, and I'm not saying to join it, but there are some students of our own UT who have got admissions into some foreign university. But sorry to say, उसके लिए आप अपना मम्मी पापा का पॉकेट अभी से ढीला करना स्टार्ट कर दो. 40 से 50 लाख के नीचे कोई कोर्स नहीं रहेगा. And उसके लिए भी एजुकेशन लोन मिलता है. That education loan, after 2 years of studies, only the loan will start payment, and that also very simple interest. But then there are some universities which are coming back to India and coming back to Bombay also. आप वही सर्टिफिकेट इधर बैठ के भी कर सकता है, but that campus and that facility you won't get it in India. क्योंकि बच्चा फिर तुरंत मुंबई लोकल में लटकते हुए जाता है ना. यहाँ से जाते समय एकदम स्नान वान करके परसों से सब मार के जैसे यूनिवर्सिटी में घुसकर चालू की तरफ मैडम मैं ना घर से निकलते समय स्नान करके अभी ये इंडियन लोकल्स है ना. But in that country it won't be. You will have your wonderful one, but it's up to your family and your family. Okay, chaliye. Put the Albert bill in your notebook. Albert bill. तो ये सब मेरा कॉलेज डेज में हुआ है. In fact, I remember I fell down from a local train when there was a Teachers' Day celebration in that MCOM college I used to go. And अच्छा हुआ मेरा सिर्फ पैर अंदर जाने का. And ये मेरा स्टूडेंट्स को बोला सर फिर आप कैसे बच गए. मैं बोला तू शॉकिंग में पूछ रहा है या हैप्पीनेस से पूछ रहा है. अभी ठीक है अभी जाने दो जैसे आप कैसा बच गए मुझे वो बता. So that was early morning. This Thane local those days used to come one train after every 45 minutes. और थाना अभी कभी आप लोकल से गए ना, best scene when we are trying to get down and the Thana people trying to get in, and this is the tussle, and I almost dropped my body by not leaving the hand, and some people pulled me to the platform. Good thing I did not leave that particular holding I was holding, वरना मैं भी ट्रेन के नीचे अंदर. पब्लिक देखता भी नहीं है कोई लटक रहा है कोई. और इतना जल्दी किधर जाने का नहीं, वो है ना हमको वो विंडो सीट पकड़ने का. विंडो सीट पकड़ने के लिए इतना फिर करेगा क्या. नहीं मैं पनवेल तक जा रहा है ना सोते हुए जाने का. चलिए लेट्स गेट इनटू. I want somebody to read this or I say the story in the nutshell. So now we have this Albert Bill. On one side, the British government under this Lord, what's his name? Lord Ripon. He introduces the bill saying, if you are an Indian and if you've got the qualification to become the judge or into that lawyer bar council, you know what is bar council? A barrister council. All qualification matching. You got the education qualification, you got the age limit, you got the needed experience. But one, if you are not belong to European caste or community, you will be rejected. It is indirectly protection to which people? European people who are entering into the lawyer, judge, whatever. It was not liked by the Indians. In fact, they form a British Defence या European Defence Association बनाता है कि ये जो bill है ना वो अच्छा है. क्योंकि क्यों अच्छा है? Because it will give preference to the Europeans. So we have Justice Ranade, MG Ranade. Then many other lawyers who were not liking this. So finally, with great agitation and other things, this bill was modified. Modified in what sense? A session judge can be an European, but a district magistrate has to be an Indian only. समझ में आया? Session judge में European Indians को permission नहीं मिला था, but then district magistrate who is below that fellow will get a seat at least from non-European community. That is this Albert bill that we have studied as controversy. अभी read करके देखो, you'll understand. Whose it is volume? Sorry. Now you need that Albert bill. And tell me, Albert bill controversy. And we are not far away from any controversy, correct? Not you, we. And then you have to write it on your own only. Correct? Time 12 हो रहा है. More half an hour to go. Guys, read that and start writing on your own. And still you have any queries, please ask me. And don't exactly copy paste, try to write on your own. Yes. Which one? What that adamantly hesitantly. And instead of the silver bill, they have introduced the same bill with some modification. Where the session judge can be a European, but district magistrate can be a non-European. Initially was different, but then after that education, they modified it. They did not. Yes, that's what he intends. But that they formed a different association. Good, at least one person get into the skins of the paragraph. Aise rehna chahiye. No one asked me that. Nice shirt, man. कौन सा? Beach putty. But इसके लिए तो shorts.
Yes, I told him in the morning.
Sir, वो already told you the idea. तो इसके बाद वो क्या है? Jewel of Navi Mumbai is where this part किधर बोलते हैं?
सर नेहरू जिम्बाना के पीछे.
Okay, CUS. And yesterday there was one festival I asked this guy only, na? What is that Sabha I told you? There was in Nerul mango festival and rice festival in which one? ये बता रहे किधर है? कुछ भी wrong address है. You guys open Woken power the Belapur there. Sector 18A बोला. I told these guys to visit because lady communities, which organization was there? Ladies who will organize. I told these guys to go all varieties of mangoes, which are in Maharashtra, and plus some rice, mango rice festival. And इधर का कोई municipal commissioner ने उसको 2 दिन पहले open किया. Now I am waiting for the monsoons to start so that yesterday evening you guys had some. Yesterday night, in fact, yes. Some drizzle was here. Yes, oh, night maybe close to 40 to 10 or something. Okay, Ilbert Bill. Who has finished it can tell me quick, so that we start with the new chapter. You do that grease. You will do it. This AC is far chiller. Why doesn't it? All because of your AC.
AC चल रहा
2017.
AC गर्म हो
What does it mean? ये पैसे में पूरा AC का Don't worry, you complain to the management. That one working. So on करो ना उसको. It is as good as dead only says. In my lecture only all this halla gulla happens. Other lecture you are so quiet and good. Look at the happy girls. Good. Hopefully that air should come. Come on, quickly finish it. We'll start only explaining, no writing there. I want to initially start with the third chapter, but please guys do not like it. First phase of INC. And now we will move slowly from volume to the textbooks. From next lecture onwards, start bringing the textbooks. Because I love this teaching all this topic, especially World War, when we are starting that World War. Because I remember some PTM, some parents gave me a good this one. That you are teaching from volume is absolutely good, but मेरा बच्चा बिल्कुल textbook हाथ ही नहीं लगा. मनोला ठीक है इसमें क्या? क्या? All things with you and hey, look here. In fact, I'll tell you from the textbook only how does this chapter move. In fact, there are 3 chapters: first, second, and third. Textbook में तो बहुत छोटा सा.
The other portion deleted about Udar.
No. Hey, look here. Are you using the mobile? What's her name? Just check whether she. अभी वो अंदर कर दिया. ये दूसरी है. पक्का? देखो, smile. Wait, I'm coming there. So we have the 3 phases of INC. Look at the first one. It is from 1885 to 1907. So now only put the heading and write it in your notebook. New chapter, first phase. I'll tell you roughly all the phases one by one. Put today's date, 23rd May. And make it this. Okay. Guys, enough. Write down first phase and write 1885 to 1907. And look at the broad headings that you have to understand. Everyone have written? Write quickly, don't talk. Shall I? Now when you look at this chapter, even while teaching internal part of the chapter, we have 3 groups of, we can say, freedom fighters in India. One is the moderate, and other is the extremist. And the third group is the, we can say, middle path following. But here we are going to go according to the years. You remember establishment? 1885, established by whom? You guys have forgotten. INC established by whom? Full name क्या है? He is from Allen community, not that Allen fellow. Okay. So here we will be going a phase to 1907. Now we will have a split in the Congress. We will have various sessions. So इसको 3 phase में they have divided. The first phase, look at these people are Dadabhai Naoroji, Surendranath Banerjee, G.K. Gokhale and Firuz Shah Mehta. बहुत दिन से ये story सुनाने का था ना, आज सुनाता हूँ. Indira Nehru and Firuz Shah Mehta. So these are the people, not Firuz Shah, Gandhi. Then we have this Madan Mohan Malviya. He is into that rightist wing of the INC. Then we have the beliefs of the early nationalists. Then we have demands here. Similarly, दूसरा chapter भी जाएगा. Then we have achievements. So why I'm saying, although this phase is not very big, how many years it went on? Pakka? But within that time period, what Congress have achieved in putting the freedom struggle in front of the Britishers? 1907, there is a split in the Congress, and then a new faction jumps within the Congress only. So let us go to second phase now. Let us go to the second phase. If you have a textbook, turn that. Which is the page number? So ये पूरा मेरे लिए easy हो जाएगा. हाँ. Write down in your notebook second phase and write down it is 1905 to 1916. I am also writing along with you. Second phase. Oh, carry on. Why is this girl community is talking here? Huh? वो पूरा ग्रुप बना के बैठा है. I'll split them. हाँ मालूम है 2 साल पहले से स्टार्ट करता है. Write down this year. हाँ. Indian National Movement. It's okay. Here it is INC, the party. Let us change the volume. So here, if you see the first and the most important, I'm just narrating the 3 chapters in a very short one. We have the first one, Partition of Bengal. Anybody at least have an idea what is this Bengal and why it was partitioned and who partitioned it? At least look at the textbook and say something. Make the lecture more IVR type, interactive voice response system.
So it was the Bengal then was celebrated.
Okay, I'll tell you in a very simple way. The Hindu-Muslim unity was growing very strong. It was Lord Curzon, the then Viceroy. He divided the West and East Bengal. But when he gave the reason to the people, he said it was so big. You remember Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. क्या है? अभी हाथ अंदर गया और मोबाइल रखने का साउंड भी है. Give the mobile here. हाँ तो इधर दो ना, मैं अटेंड करेंगे. इधर दो. Second person is you. And what is in the hand? Fingers and lines. What I was saying. Okay, Lord Curzon partitioned Bengal into 2. His main dream was to create a disunity, but the partition took a other turn. Hindu-Muslim united more and fought against the British administration. So that is anti-partition movement. Called which partition? Bengal partition. By whom? By Lord Curzon. It is between 1905 to 1907. That is why they pulled 2 years before. Is it okay? Yes. So who partitioned Bengal? Into what and what? East and West Bengal. Hindu and Muslim majority. Okay, so that is the first event. Then second event, if you look into that, this is what I have to explain. Surat, INC split into 2. And here comes the blood of Subhash. In fact, for CBSE people, I have shown a full documentary. If I get it here, I'll show you. Subhash Chandra Bose. Original videos are. And how he was heading to Germany, how he come back to Burma, then he goes to Singapore, how he makes the army. And there is Japan government and the INC is fighting. Not INC, INA, International Army, formed by him. And finally, he raises the first Indian national flag in Andaman. And not only 1 or 2 countries, 7 countries recognized him as the first independent Indian Prime Minister. But our history book says Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. There are some various. ये मैं आपके मैम के साथ भी बात कर रहा था, कौन है ज्योग्राफी मैम के साथ. And even she stood. अच्छा ऐसा भी हुआ क्या? And there are various ghotalas in our Indian history also. Because after the Congress came victorious, they appointed certain historians who were directly dictated by the government people. कि इतना ही लिखना है और यही लिखना है. So they hide all the secrets about these things. So ये split क्यों हो रहा है? Because the moderate people are the old people like Motilal Nehru and other people are. But now comes the young blood. अभी young blood, you are young blood. I said today we will do the work. आप बोलेगा not today. Now only we will do the work. But इधर हमारा young blood ऐसा है. एक हफ्ते के बाद भी homework नहीं करता. Correct है? I'm just saying like that. So this young blood and the old, they have a split. They have a difference of opinion. One says we will fight against the British injustice and get the freedom quickly as possible. Other says no, we will go in the moderate path only. So here it is. It is good for whom? The British. IMC is having a split. That we will be discussing under that. And then, ये भी मुझे explain करने का. Assertive nationalism. What does assertive mean? We can say whatever things the Britishers are doing for us, you don't take them as the enemy and fight with them. Think certain positives are going to come back. Abhi jaise 1853, what was that? What was it? Next 15 minutes I'll be standing like this. Bolo. As if it is my great grandfather's birthday.
Indian war.
No. The train between Bombay and Thane. अभी बोलेगा बस अभी बोलने ही वाला था. Why it is between Bombay to Thane the first?
Sir, there was coal there, coal mines.
Very good. Coal from Thane need to be brought to Bombay. Bombay was textile mills. So some people told although it started for British, but it benefited Indians only. And I think here of that branch, I don't know. For a telegraph, you know what a telegraph? Some lines were put. ये हमारे कुछ wise बुद्धू Indians को लगा कि उधर British लोग Indians को फांसी देने वाला है. Look how quickly they are reacting. So here the government of British are doing some things where this assertive nationalist trying to oppose them, but in a very positive manner. Is it okay that I'll be doing it? Then, here comes the methods of assertive nationalist. We have Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Lal, Bal and Pal. Lala Lajpat Rai, Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Pal Kone. Bipin Chandra Pal. Lala Lajpat Rai is titled as the Sher-e Punjab. He died in the Simon Commission Go Back, Lathi Charge. That also video we will show you. Then Lokmanya Tilak in Maharashtra. What is that popular dialogue of? He is saying in Marathi. Good. I don't Marathi know so much. Is it? Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it at any cost. Then we have Bipin Chandrapal, a reformer, a revolutionary, and he was an editor in many of the newspapers. So you have to remember these people are into this assertive nationalism. They fought the British through the literary works. They fought the British through some education. They fought the British by spreading the ideas. Ideas of what? Nationalism, against imperialism. You stand up. Second last, you. Please. Can you just reduce my throat pain? Ask how. अरे पूछ ना बताएगा ना. You can't. Whatever explanation I just told, you need it again. Say yes. Please repeat. It is not my demand. इसका मुंह देख जरा. You show him. देखा your friend. Repeat. Repeat. I'm not joking. Seriously, comedy villain I am. If not, you are going out. I'm so putting my throat into the stringency of my vocal cord and you are busy talking this. क्या कर रहे? Who is it? What happened? Why are you communicating?
Doing something with the pen.
Earlier also. What is that pen? Give the pen to me. It is so disturbing. ले. तेरे पास ही रख. And दे बेचारे उसका तेरा नहीं. Come on. At least on what topic I was talking. You wait. You stand up. Silent revolutionary people. Tell me what I was discussing. ये कौन सा body language है? And looking at the teacher, she is doing.
Swaraj is my right and I
Where? I'm a Britisher or what? She's asking, Swaraj is my right and I shall have it. किसके बारे में? You wait. हाँ. Please. देखो, whatever I'm shouting, at least कुछ तो कान में जाता रहेगा ना. Although she is close to yes. So what's your name? I don't know. अच्छा, बोलिए. Yes, you only stand up. Tell me what I was discussing. Pen दे दिया उसमें. क्यों फिर डिस्टर्ब कर रहा है उसको रखने प्रोजेक्ट तेरे ऊपर सेक्रेट अभी मत उठा रहने दे पड़े रहने दे उधर लेट इट बी शी ओनली थ्रू हां टेल मी हां कम ऑन आई मेड यू टू स्टैंड अप मतलब यू आई डोंट नो व्हाट आई वाज एक्सप्लेनिंग Swaraj wait हां नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन
For explaining about the revolutionaries, Lokmanya Tilak, Bal Gangadhar Tilak,
now my own explanation coming back to me allegation would say also Bipin Pal Bipin Chandra Pal what I was saying
Chandra Pal and Lokmanya Tilak.
out of these standing whose handwriting is good on the board writing no, he will tell about him will you come no wo khud bole is your handwriting good yes sir please come out ये बीच में ऐसा attention standardized करना पड़ेगा whatever she is writing write it on the board lal bal pa and write the full name wait I'll give you the space वो जरा chair गिर जाएगा नीचे I'll give it I'll help you right and now ask your friend full name
Lala Lajpat Rai.
the others will also be coming LAJ good मेरे से तो अच्छा ही क्या बात अभी ये लड़की बोलने शेर hey you write the Bal Gangadhar Tilak that's okay only the name title she will not write it's okay right now nothing is
Bipin Chandra Pal.
as if she's the orator and she's the writer you are also part of the same class right at least one name on your name okay thank you sit down you also sit down where is this one
Who knows?
Yes. Now tell me more about Lala Lajpat Rai. Then you can sit down. तुमने तो क्या है? तुमने को मैंने बोला है तो यार
सर लिखा सर आपने तो
यही कर दो
सर ये पुराना है ये
वही मैं देखूंगा ये क्या है
ये पहले कर सर ये आपका बहुत क्लास का टाइम है
Hey, look here. I have a serious shorthand writer. I don't know. And she says whatever I say, she writes like this. Don't see the other side of the page. You find anything what I've told is written here?
Yes, sir. आप रीड करके देखो मिलेगा.
Read करके देखो मिलेगा. Sit down. Sit down, others too. So when we talk about these leaders, we are talking more about the assertive, because he is into that Bengal area where there were a lot of revolutionaries, and his writings or his introduction is not at all given in the textbook. Normally his literary works are given, but he was a social reformer also. Like in Maharashtra also, I don't know, our ICSE books have given any details about even this person also. But in state board books I have heard, not heard, Marathi medium books, you can get the details for this person. And Lala Lajpat Rai, as I told, he was injured during the Simon Commission go back. And he was, I think, 68 or 69. And there is a movie clipping only. Maybe in the next lecture I'll show you. So what does it mean? These three persons were assertive nationalists. Is it okay? And the next phase that you have to write in your notebook is the third phase. And this I've already taught you. You remember? Wait. Swadeshi, boycott, national education, and the passive resistance starts. Then leaders of assertive nationalism, as he is asking, they go. This is a picture of Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and they've given the details of him. Demands for Swaraj. And here it is Bipin Chandrapal. Why not? I think this is a real picture of Mr. Bipin Chandrapal. And then this is not a picture, it's a sketch of Lala Lajpat Rai. She was trying to say which name? Shere Punjab. Because of his courage, boldness. Although he was very old, but he could not see any one day without any demonstration. If you heard about Chandrasekhar Azad, he was a disciple of this person only. Azad died in the Kakuri Kand and other incident, but he was hardly again very young. And in the age of maybe 12, he got the beatings of the British in front of the so many crowds in the marketplace. Around 15 or 16 beatings. What do you call it? Cane beating. Then he becomes a revolutionary, Chandrasekhar Azad. And then Lala Lajpat Rai work is given. And then we have the last phase. That is Muslim League, Theodore Beck is given. And this is that popular person called M.A. Jinnah, Muhammad Ali Jinnah. You should have seen him in the real pictures. Always cigar in his hand and mouth. कुछ people have cigar in mouth में रखता हाथ रखी तो. You write down the third phase, 1915 to 1947. This is second phase only. Third and the final phase. I'll write it here. Third phase. So we are covering more than 3 chapters under this heading. Third phase of INC. ये है ना second phase. हाँ वही मैंने बोला नहीं तभी तुम लोग क्या कर रहा था? हाँ अरे exactly नहीं है. Here we have a connection. मैंने बोला भी था उस टाइम पर. 1915 to 1947. Now I am giving a small task. Hardly 5 minutes or almost time done. At least on the cause of washroom enlightenment, I have to give you 2 minutes early. I'll see you after the break. Okay. And next time, be prepared to write and listen. Look at the yawning parts.
खाली टिकट की मस्ती है अरे यार मुझे बोर हो रहा है कार्य लिटरली इंस्टाग्राम पे भी नींद आ रही है लोग के ग्रुप में नाम ले क्या लिखा अलगिश
कर सकते हैं